Hello everyone, second try for me. Hello everyone and welcome to I think the 9th round of the championship already. We are at the Hungarian Grand Prix at Budapest, and as you can see it is raining at the Hungarian track where Mindful was through, where is the first driver was out, and the track conditions are treacherous, if that's the word. But before we will focus on the qualifying session, we will get quickly through the top 10, only just the top 10. Prix is in the lead with 3 wins, with the only driver having more a 100 plus score, 126 he has, and he has 33 points ahead of Eric Slim. Third is Die, 36. Fourth is MCFC. Fifth is Shadowlancer. 6th is EJ. 7th is Hunter. 8th is Paul, 9th is Gox, and 10th is WSL. And in the constructors we have Williams into the lead, slightly ahead of Alfa Romeo, who have 2 more wins but are behind. So that's quite interesting. And Aston Martin is on the last step on the podium. If you look at it for the constructors, here we are watching Mindful was through the first sector, where he's obviously been verbal because he's the only one currently on the lap. And if we look at the table on your left hand side, you see that the tire choices are quite mixed. You see Unbeaten Sign, Shadowlancer, Peldigaris, Die, Eric's, Gox, but he never goes out, and Aiden are out on the Intes, and the rest is all out on the wets, except from those who haven't come out on the track yet. But in all news that Mindful was has invalidated this lap. Dus we'll go to Unbeaten Sign, who is still on the asphalt. That's the most important thing. Around the final corner, Unbeaten Sign goes. And he'll go to P1 with a 1:30.0 on the Intes. Aiden sets the clearly slowest lap time, almost 1.5 seconds off, but it's 1.3 actually. Let's go to Peldicaris, who is here in the second sector of his lap. He's also on the Intes currently, as you can see by now. His teammate, interestingly, I'm just in time, sets time on the wets. It's also 1:31. In second place now goes SFR Gineji, if I pronounce it correctly. He is our reserve for today, so he won't score points, but only for the constructors. Peldigaris goes slightly behind Eric Slim, the title contender should say. And then let's follow. Oh, Poch got disqualified. He has been facing the wrong way, so he'll start from the back of the grid, and I don't know if we're gonna have rain for the race or not. If there is gonna be rain, he has a serious problem on his hands. Aiden sets his second lap, goes to fourth, same as Unbeaten Sign. he didn't improve, but he also did a second lap, same as Mindful was, but this time he did set lap time, 32.7. WSL is on a lap and is behind Energy Dan. Energy Dan currently in 11th with a 35.6. Is holding up WSL. That's not helping both. Energy Dan goes off, but without many problems. Let's see. Let's follow Unbeaten Sign now. He going to the second sector. He's 3 times up, so will he go under the 90 seconds bar? It will of course be interesting to know. Here goes a beaten sign, and we having a 129.3, so it does seem like the Inter is the quicker tire now, as MCC has crashed. Let's take a look at the Paul's on board. He cooked it coming out of the chicane, probably. So that isn't helping him, as Paul is getting followed by Eric Slim. Both are on different tires, and you maybe can see that Slim has a little bit more grip than Paul has. And here goes Paul to wide, and then let's go follow Eric Slim, who was on a quick lap but gets held by Paul, so that's isn't helping him, and just in time has crashed. So let's follow the onboard of Thinking Nate. Yeah, it seems to be a quite unfortunate crash, which is quite easily to happen. Turn 4 is a tricky corner. Personally the most tricky corner of the whole circuit, as Pellicaris has come to the top with a low, or is it a high? I think it's a high. A high 29.0. A beaten sign goes to the 28, or 8 tenths somewhat quicker than Pellicaris has gone. Most are now on a second run. Shadowlands is now in 9th place. EJ is in 14th. Paul, let's see if he's gonna improve his lap time, as we are now halfway through the qualifying session, and 8 drivers haven't set a lap time. 2 of them won't set a lap time, and if you follow the GP4 series, you know it's free because Gox never qualified. Paul goes around the final corner, and he will set the time on the board. It's P11, just behind Mindful Wasp, but it just shows that the Inters are the tire to be on, and I'm sure Paul will notice that, as he will now see on his top left, I think, that he is around all Inter runners. Unbeaten sign goes into the 27, so he is now a second clear of the rest. It was 27.8 sits EJ. Here goes Shadow Lancer. P4 it is for the Williams driver. A great job for now. Here goes Thinking Nate. And he goes to 6th with a 29.5. As our reserve of today goes to 3rd place. I got a message from Luis Salguero, beautiful name. He is in the McLaren, and he tells us that there's also going to be rain in the race too. So that's gonna be interesting, of course. In the real life 2021 Hungarian Grand Prix, it was garbage at turn 1 in the rain, so I hope the drivers at GP4 will be a little bit more clean for us. Otherwise the stewards will be busy, as Ryan Van Doom goes to P3 with a 28.003. Next time he tries to break into the 27s. Shadow Lancer goes to the top. We haven't seen that much in so far, but could this be the day? He has done 5 laps, same as Unbeaten signed it. Thinking Gene, it's all kicking off. It's all kicking off here. Gene Yi was following this king, so it could have been a kind of a tow. Dai has come to 6th place. As Eric Slim goes with a 27.2, now on professional pole, but there's gonna be more improvement made. Maybe we can get into the 25s. We will obviously find out. Aiden won't improve. Paul has switched to the Intercell, so Energy then goes to 14th. Area Glass goes for his first lap. And wants to go into the top 10, of course. Let's follow the Aston Martin of thinking. For now, he has been up on his time in the 2nd sector. Let's see if he can go to pole position. No, he won't. He lost a 10th. So he lost quite a bit in the last sector. He's got the Tommy. He's 7/10s up, so he could break into top 5 maybe. Oh, it's only top 10. Then he lost quite a bit in the last sector. Paul is gonna start his lap now. Then we have WSL. I was invalidated this time, but what would have been this time? 28.0. Same time he has, so that won't have made much difference. Energy, then we are on board with it now. Improves to P12 as the Haas of Aiden has improved to 3rd, as we have a Alpina of WSL. There we have him. Here we are thinking again. He is finishing his lap, as we have already 3 minutes left in this race, qualifying, sorry. 27.2 makes it a Aston Martin 1-2 with only 4 thousandths between them. Incredible. Here we have Tommy again, and he will go to 6, 27.5. Then going to Ariel Glass. No. Taligaris is in P14, so he has to improve, and he of course will. I assume he will improve at least a 2nd. Let's go on board with him now. P11. Aiden doesn't improve. Aerial glass does improve, I think. Oh yeah, who's on the lap? We go to unbeaten sign because he is the driver closest to the finish line. And he is on the improvement, just stays in the on the track. Around the final corner, unbeaten sign goes. He was on pole 5 minutes ago, but he will now go to 8th only, where he was, I think. Or only moved to one position. Tommy didn't validate. Peldigaris is almost 4th after the second sector. He lost it all in the final. Goes just into P10. Then we will have a train of cars. With Aiden here first, but he won't improve. Let's have a Shadowlands for now. See how of Towie of Ryan doing in front of him. But Shadowlands goes to P7, 27.5. Mindful Wasp has found enough. He crashed in the wall. Let's go to Shadow's teammate Dai, who's half second up. He should get to the front. And well, it's at the front. It's a 27.2, which is provisional ball at the moment. And the checkered flag is now out. So, well, unbeaten sign get the pole. No, it will only be 8th, 27.5 for him. The only Ferrari left. Paul, is he gonna set him on pole? Yes, in the first of the 26s and what? 26.7. Tommy only finishes 10th. Peldigaris, top 10? No. P12 is our championship leader. Then let's go to Aiden. Aiden is 3/10 up on his time. Will he get to the front row? Yes, he will. 27.0. Then goes Oreo with not a improvement. Shadowlands is 10th of his time. We'll go to P7. Let's follow EJ. EJ to 6. Then we will have Die. We will have Die not. Sorry for that. Let's go to our reserve. SFR Gingy. Gingy goes to P3. The GP4 driver goes to P3. And I'm afraid that's the qualifying. So we'll have SFR Paul in the Ferrari on pole position. We are in Formula 1 familiar with Ferraris on pole, but I haven't seen this season. SFR Paul sets his Ferrari on pole position and will have just a clean way to turn 1. Let's go through the results. Paul P1, Aiden 2 and Gingy P3, Die 4, Slim 5th, Thinking 6, EH 7th, Shadowlands 8, Unbeaten Sign 9th, Tommy 10, Wheels are 11, Peldigaris 12, Ryan Venoom 13, Aerial Glass 14th, Energy then 15, Mindful was 16, and Just in Time crashed 17, MCFC also crashed 18th, Gox didn't set lap time, and Potch got disqualified. So that's a grid then for the Hungarian Grand Prix. and where we'll be going into a wet race. It looks even heavier if I look at this condition. This looks to me full wet. So energy then, and Aiden will have clean air going into turn 1. That's always better than none, because those at the back, and especially Peldiaris in P12, will absolutely see nothing. So hopefully drivers will keep it clean at turn 1. Where the formation level will now go on the way. It's all wet in this are the conditions the drivers facing now. It's completely wet, and I wonder if the rain will stop. I haven't got a clue. I only knew that the race was also gonna be wet. And if we take a look at the GP5, who is also live with Rog Medi, your commentator, that's a completely dry race with halfway through the race. And if you want to follow that race, it's also on our channel, Speed Force Racing. But what has GP4 for us in store today? It's a quite mixed up grid. So I'm curious to know what's gonna happen next. As Cox got disqualified with MCFC at the end. Who is gonna win, and will they keep it clean before turn 1? I would be curious to know. The last drivers are going into the grid slot with Porsche at the back, a Ferrari at the front and a Ferrari at the back. The green flag has been waved. The lights are coming on now. 5 red lights are on, and they're out. We are going for the GP4 race at Hungary. It's completely wet, and it's a twitchy start from Paul, but he has got the best getaway, and we can't say the same about Aiden. Will there be carnage? There is some contact between the Alfa and the Mercedes of Tommy, but we'll go back to the front with Dai. Looks to have a great start and goes around the outside of Jean and up to second place, but the Red Bull doesn't want to give up. Side by side those two are going. Oh, they are glitching into each other. That's not what we want to see. But Dai is in second place with Paul keeping in the lead. And Gingy, our GP3 driver I should say, is in third. Ed Slim is in fourth. Aiden had a bad start, is now in fifth, but the race is long. EG6, we SL7, unbeaten, sign 8. Thinking 9, Tommy 10 and Peldi Harris is in P11. Potch and MCFC are going at it. Potch has overtaken MCFC, where MCFC doesn't seem to be happy. Mindful what is at the back here, but Energy Dan is always unlucky at the start. And Ryan Verdulm not having a great race currently, as we should say, as he also goes off. As thinking and Tommy I think puts pressure on him and really make a move then on him. Doesn't seem like thinking that the better exit. We have a yellow. That's for Shadow Lancer. That's unfortunate. I don't know if he's been spun around or if it was by himself, but he crashed, and let's see if he has taken damage. It seems like it, as he yeah, front right end plate is gone. As Paul is setting the pace currently. He has a 2-second gap to Die, who's getting pressured. As Chinch is off. Oi oi oi. He gets in the way, but he has not dropped out of the points. And he gets not pressured by Oreo Glass. Well, Oreo Glass making the move. Pelligaris gets a 5-second time penalty for ignoring yellow. As WSL is off. He did the same as in qualifying, because he also spun there in the wet at the exit of turn 1. Not good news. As Dai is getting a very quick first sector, as he closed in a half second to SFR pole. And Paul reacts in the second sector and is getting that half second quickly back. As Chinchi and Pelligaris are going side by side. They're ghosting through each other. Don't think that should be the case, but yeah. Chinji is in 9th. And if it stays like this, Dai and Eric Slim are getting closer to the Guardian Championship, but we still have 30 laps left in this race. So it's gonna be a long race, that's for sure. And with a wet race, it's quite difficult to imagine where, or to see where that the drivers are battling. That's where obviously we all want to see us Umbi and Sinas disconnected. So that's gonna hurt him. Pinging was running wide at turn 13, I believe it is. Turn 11, excuse me. I had to correct myself, as Paul was having an amazing run, already 3 seconds, as Eric's slamming now at the back of Dai, and Dai won't give him that position easily, that's for sure. Tommy has now taken the beat on the side, and Gigi will follow him quickly. You'll stay with the battle for a second as Aiden is also looking at the battle. Same could be said about EJ, he is also behind looking, but nothing special yet. Excuse me for me. Peter has been back, so if he's lucky he will rejoin in the points, but I've lost 3 positions, that's quite unfortunate. It's now 10th, and when will he get back? He's now back, ahead of his teammate and behind Peldicaris, but his tires probably are now cold, so he has to warm them up for now. Gingy is putting up the pressure of Tommy. Tommy made an error at the final corner. But that was a good drive out of the last corner. And here it goes Gingy. The Red Bull on the inside of the Mercedes. We've seen that quite familiar in the 2021 season. And the Red Bull sticks his nose there, but Tommy fights back. Side by side he goes, and Gigi will now have the inside of turn 3. My internet is a bit laggy, so that could look like... Oh no, Paul has made the mistake. Oh my god, he had the race in hand but does give it away. The Ferraris are blowing it tonight, as his teammate is now off in the gravel. Ay, 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 ay. So then we will have a fight now for victory, as now teammate Potts has spun. So now we have Aiden into P3 thanks to the span of Paul. Oh, Gingy and Tommy are crossing the camp for each other. Oh, Tommy, who... Now Peldicaris sees that as an invite. He's getting closer to Tommy. Doesn't try to outbreak him. Beaten sign is now sorry, at the back of Peldicaris. So hopefully he can make up those positions he lost. Tommy made an error. Oh, he touched the rear of unbeaten sign and lost part of his front wing, so that's one Mercedes going out of points. That was quite close with VSL and Tommy. So that's position known as MCFC and Cox. Those who are coming from the back. Hopefully they keep themselves alive in this race. Gox, who were from the last race in France, got 2 penalties on his license for an incident with Paul. It was on the final lap of the race. That's why Gox didn't win the race. Tommy is getting into the pits as VSL is getting to the rear of MCFC. Tommy was retired quite early into the race, so he is our first DNF of the race. So that makes points even harder for Mercedes today. Oh, irritated moment. Out of the penultimate corner. Keeps thinking the 1 second. Immediate sign has come into the pits. Let's see why he's coming into the pits. Is it a strategy? It's a strategy. He goes to the Inter. Interesting. I hope it's gonna dry up because I found this race pretty boring. Shadowlands gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Let's see if this is gonna pay off for him. There aren't much wet pedals anymore. That's the correct word, of course. It's quite a big train behind the Euroglass. So MCFC is really close. Oh, Euroglass made a mistake, and will Gox take advantage of it? Euroglass is keeping his doors closed. Oh, whoa, VSL, that was brave. If you made off a move there, that would have been a sensation. As Euroglass is struggling. Here goes Gox to the inside. No, he kept out of it. As we have drivers going into the pits. But these 3 are staying out, but VSL wants to get out of this fight and will go to the Inter. Will Cox overtake him now? Making maybe a dive bomb. He does it! He does it! And Euroglass can't come back on the traction. King and EJ have betted. They were 4th and 5th in the race, so the it's waiting to see what the top 3 will do. It was quite a big gap, so I don't know if EJ maybe gets into the lead if Die pits now. Let's see if they will pit Die and Eric Slim. Die will pit and Eric Slim will also pit. Aiden stays out, so he will be our new race leader. Gingy goes to the pits. And we'll see later if Gox is gonna do that. Eric Slim is here in the pits for the Inter. And same will be for Die also for the intermediates. Where is EJ? He is coming to the pits right now. And he will pull the professional third and beat the sign. Has got those tires up to temperature and has now overtaken Gingy. And that's probably from the undercut. So that's a good call, unbeaten sign. He was the first one to go to the Inters. Now we have only Aiden left. We have a yellow. That's one of the Ferraris. It's Prix again. Oh, and he almost overcooked it again. That's will Aiden surely to pit. Or wants he to try to get it to the drive. So he comes into the Inter now. Maybe a lap too late. We will see. I think he will be close with the second Aston Martin of thinking. Well, I'm afraid he might lose more positions. But the Haas team is at the back for us. And he will get behind the Aston Martin. But let's see where he will go against unbeaten sign. It will be 5th place, and not much has changed. But what has changed is that unbeaten sign did win 3 places, and he was in a battle with FCC, I think. No, it was Earlier Glass. Earlier Glass lost a few places to Belgaris and WSL. Cox also lost to MCFC. But well. Aiden's getting closer to thinking, so he has straight got the pace coming out of the box. Gingy is also getting closer to unbeaten sign, as you can take a look at here. Eric Slims has the fastest lap of the race, 29. EG is now also lapping quicker lap times, 21.0, so it's waiting when we get into the 28s. Yellow. It's Pochcan. He also lost part of his front wing, so I won't be surprised if he retires after this. Indeed, he retires, as he would almost have been left. Alex Slim seems to have the pace on this intermediate tire as he gets closer to the rear of die 36. They are creating a gap to EJ, who has the penalty, so they're pretty much 6 seconds clear, which you could say. 29.2 Slim sets, so that's a good lap time for now. GG can't make a move now, because he breaks the gap completely closed. That's good English. It's a long Monday for me, so that's my excuse for today. With Pelligaris out of the point and these two in first and second position, I will move up to second if it stays like this, and will close the gap from 35 points to 10 points. And if Eric Slim will win, it will only be 8 points. So the championship could be set wide open, as thinking that's the fastest lap of the race. He is in free air, as Gingy is closer and closer to rear off. Oh! Yeah, that seems like car sex to me, but you don't have to judge about that. It's really my internet who isn't doing well. I think this racing should be on a other channel, if you ask me. But Peter South seems to be staying in front of Gingy. Gingy! What a great save the man made. That is not creating a gap, or Eric Slim made somewhere a mistake, or it just has a lap that's dropping a bit. We are getting to the halfway point of the race, and the sky isn't quite clearing, so it does seem like we're gonna stay on this tire for a while now. Paul says about the lap. He shouldn't be kicking himself from the mistake he made earlier on. Does seem like that Eric Slim has now improved his time. Let's see if we can check them. 29.0, 28.9. So it's just a tenth difference, a few hundreds maybe. But hopefully we can have a fight between those. Where in real life the Aston Martin was also challenging for the first position. Then it was a Alpine in front and not a Williams. Williams I think did a double score with Latifi and George Russell, and in the real life race the Aston Martin did make a move. So let's see if same's gonna be said from Eric Slim as he gets into the second of die. Oh, you belly guy is 3 seconds. And yeah, that's another problem because he's been overtaken by Paul. Excellent, 29-0. We can't see from die. And it seems like he got a better run coming up the last corner. Energy then is last 40 seconds behind. Shadowlands at B17, so isn't a race Energy then has hoped for. Aiden gets a penalty, 3 seconds. That won't help him in the fight against Thinking. So we have a yellow, and just the time is again off. And he lost his whole front wing, so that's going to be a long lap into the pits. Oh, Eric Slim has got a great lap because he gets into the 28 and Cat is maybe looking for a move as we have 2 cars off, Shadowlancer and Mindful Wasp. 5-second time penalty for Mindful Wasp from the Cody's stewards. But we'll get back to the front. Where it's still raining here in Hungary. See if the Aston Martin can now find time against the Williams and get it closer for a run into turn 1, but seems like it's gonna be the same gap. It's 6 tenths. Good to defend that. Aiden is getting closer to the rear of Thinking. Where the other Aston Martin puts pressure, the other Aston Martin will feel the pressure from behind. As Ryan Canoe gets lapped, and just in time has also been lapped, so not a good race for the Ultras. Aiden is really close. Oh, you overcooked coming out of the chicane there. But we will be going back to the front. Yellow. I think Cox made a mistake. Let's check the lap times again. 21.0, 29.3. So Dai is running 3 tenths away now. As Aiden has lost it. Ryan van Doom retires in the pits. Has been lapped, so it's fair enough that he retires from the race. Oh, Aiden has overtaken Thinking. That's quite an unusual place. As I think Thinking made a mistake. As we, for the most part, getting now to the 10 lap stage on the centers. Will they make another pit stop, or will it maybe dry up? I look at the sky, but it's pretty much the same for now. Team J is getting again close to beaten sign, and beaten sign held on very good. We'll dive face a back marker as Paul gets back into the points for 1 point. As Energy then will get lapped. Same as the Mindful was for his entering pit. And Dai is again in his second clear of Ericsson. So no problems have here been made. So that's positive. Hold on. I made a mistake. I has made a mistake. So Eric Slim is now going into the lead of the Hungarian Grand Prix without making a move. But he is now our new race leader. And if it stays like this, it will only be 8 points between him and Pelligaris with loads of races left. As Aiden and Du thinking are going make a move. Aiden does the switchback beautifully. P4 it is for the Haas driver. And what a move did he make on thinking. Amazing, honestly. As unbeaten sign. GG made a mistake, and FCFC is looking. Is really looking. MCFC run right and gets penalty for it. So that isn't gonna help him. As the sun is breaking out, so will we have some dry weather? Cox gets a penalty, that isn't gonna help him in the fight for the points. Paul seems to have picked up pace. He's now getting close to the rear of VSL. A Shadowlancer has crashed! Oh, Shadowlancer has crashed. And this breaks out the safety car, ladies and gentlemen. We have to thank Shadowlancer for maybe entertaining us for now. As we will have the safety car. And here he has it right on the apex, so what are the drivers gonna do now? What is Ericsson gonna do now? Well, he's thinking. He stays out. EJ stays out. And what would I do? Most are staying out, which is pretty clear. MGC will do different things. As I think it stopped raining, so will MGC gamble and go into the soft? Let's see what he's gonna do. Yes, it's gonna be softs. Is this gonna be a master stroke from MCFC in the AlphaTauri, who has been stuck in 8th place behind unbeaten sign in Gingy? Gox does the same. Baldigaris has to do the same. He has to gamble on something. Earlier class does the same, and Energy Dennis is stuck. He has been left same as Mindful Watchman. I'm just in time. So that's not gonna help him, of course. Oei, the guys in Gox are... Gox is off, that's probably why. MCC is quite far off, so will these drivers react now? Doesn't seem like it. No, nobody is gonna do it. But let's see if it dries up quick enough, then MCC and Belgicaris could actually be the winners of this. Energy then ignores the yellow. That isn't gonna help him. I finally got a comment. I'm gonna check what it is. Yeah, unfortunate Shadow. I would like to give you an extra point if or two if this race is gonna be interesting. And he then gets disqualified for multiple penalties, so what did you do? Oh, Paul slowing down. Oh, CFC had a massive moment. Almost full steer, which is incredible, you know. I think the safety car to stay out for one more lap. Gox returns to the Inters. He doesn't feel comfortable with it, so you want to go wise. And Martin says MCFC might have this now if it stopped raining. Well, it is stopped raining, but will the track clear up? That's the big question. And how will these temperatures be, of course. I think the safety car will be in next lap, as Gox is quite far away, and then we have pretty much 5 laps of racing. So it's pretty much the same like we had, I think, last week, where there were you had the fuel on the soft and fuel on the Inters. So let's see how it will be this time. As Mindful was retired when we well he did pretty much a Grosjean. Crashed behind the safety car. That's quite incredible. And now Gox return. No, it's not. Goes to pits again for sets of softs again for a new set. Don't know why he does that. Maybe it's delaying the safety car a bit. But I wonder if the safety car will go now or not. Let's check the lights of it from Eric Slim's onboard cam. Yes, the safety car's going in, so Gox made a huge mistake. And let's see who's gonna be the winner of the Hungarian Grand Prix. We'll know that in about 10 minutes. This is going to be Eric Slim, and will Pelligaris gets into the points with his gamble on the softs. Ooh, he almost crashed in the pit wall, but we are going for the Hungarian Grand Prix again. As I see Gingy running side by side with VSL, I think it is. Oh, he was getting really close to the rear of Eric Slim. Oh, Gingy is losing the rear. And you see the traction with the soft runners. They have no traction at all. So they made the wrong choice. It is the Inter you want to be on. Good. If it dries up on this lap, on the next lap, then it all can change. As Aiden runs wide. Isn't gonna help him. GG and Unbeaten Sign. Is he finally getting past him? Unbeaten Sign has to cut the chicane. And oh, I don't think that's allowed what he did there. But GG gets ahead. GG gets ahead. VSL is standing a bit there. As he makes a lunge at 10-12 and he takes out Unbeaten Sign. And Unbeaten Sign is out. But a safety car again. So MCFC and Pelligaris are now in the points. Well, Pelligaris now jumps into the points. Probably the first time today. WSL will probably face a penalty for it. So go again for WSL, and now Gox is back in the game somehow. I'm just in time. Yeah. If he isn't in the points in lap 34, I would retire. But the end of the GP4 races are always crazy, you know. So let's see what's gonna happen next. Glass is in the middle of the soft-runners, by the way. He has pitted for a new Intes, so that could help him, of course. But we will obviously see what the track does. We'll take a look at the penalty situation, where EDJ, Aiden, Thinking has 3 seconds, MCC 9 seconds. As we will get back to later that. We have a lot of drivers now going to the softs. We have Aiden, Thinking, Paul is going for it. So they have to cap the Gox, and they will get in front of him, so they won't lose too many. I think they only lost 3 positions, them all. But if you join us now and ask why is there a safety car now, that's because WSL and Unbeaten Sign made contact at turn 12, the first corner of the third sector, and that sends Unbeaten Sign into the wall, wheels off, and that's why we have a safety car now. And the drivers are gambling now, as the track is drying quite quickly, and the top 3, Eric, Slim, EJ and Gingy on the Inters, very old Inters, will have a hard time the coming 3 laps, as I imagine we will be going now. There we are. And we have earlier glass on 2-lap old Inters. What could he do? And behind him there are all fresh softs. We haven't got a message that the DRS has been enabled, but I don't think it will be this race. Maybe last race or something. Last lap, sorry. When will Eric Slim go on the throttle? And here he goes again. Here he goes. A perfect getaway. And here's the M-Soft of MCFC. Sorry for my English. As Peldigaris is now up to 5th, but MCFC goes to the inside of GG. And luckily there is no crash being made, and there's MCFC probably on the traction advantage. And oh my god, he blows it for himself. As front wing damage. Somehow not. But one thing is for sure, he loses his own race. All gets another penalty. I'm just in time is even though he is led. Oh, Dai and Peldigaris the championship rivals, you could say. Dai was at the point 10 points behind, but whoa, GG is off. For the championship that doesn't really matter because he's a reserve, but that's unfortunate for him, honestly. Aiden and Peldigaris. Aiden sticks it to the inside at the place for unbeaten sign. And USL, we're going off. Now Dai goes into second. The Inters are struggling. The track has been completely dried up, and just look at the traction. Dai overtakes Eric Slim, gets the lead back with 1:25.555 lap time, as it's pretty going free wide. Oh, FDFC does a bit of thinking. And I'm afraid Eric Slim is gonna lose all those positions. And he now wants to help his teammate. Janji has retired in the pits. That's all fine for now. Oh, Aiden did go around the outside, but it was off the track, and maybe the stewards will take a look at that. As Thinking will make a move at the chicane. No, of course, that will not happen. Thinking will probably say, well, come on, you had to leave it in space, but there was no chance that he could have made the move there. And the soft runners have made a good choice, with Peldigaris probably the biggest winner of them all. He was the whole race outside of the top 10 and is now looking for a podium place, because this is the penalty situation. FCFC will drop out of the top 3 as DRS gets enabled for what matters is the final lap. Thinking will make the move up to turn 1 for position 4, but that won't happen. Oh, Peldigaris did not a good run. Thinking to the inside of the one. No, too risky to try and move there. Will to be a move made? You never know, boss. Thinking wants to make a move, but he can't find the place. MCFC is seems to be struggling a bit. MCFC gets another penalty, so he will drop quite a few into the ranks. But here's our winner, Dai, with the fastest lap. He was the Hungarian Grand Prix in front of RRL8. Started second, finished second. Peldigaris somehow gets to third place. Thinking fourth, MCC fifth. Now Gox goes to fifth place from again last place. MCFC sixth, Paul seventh, just lost out of P6. Eric Slim finished 8th, Euroglass 9th, EJ 10, Riazel 11, and I'm just in time is a lap down and finished in 12th place. Our driver of the day will be Gox, of course. It's you'll always get the driver of the day. But for me, Peldigaris is the driver of today because he made a gamble on the softs and it worked out for him. And he gambled on £1 and he came back with the lottery. So he is my driver today, and one time we'll go through the final results. Dai wins the Hungarian Grand Prix in front of Aiden and Peldigaris. Fane King finished 4th, Gox 5th, MCC 6th, Paul 7th, Slim 8th, Uriglas 9th, EDG 10, WSL 11 with the fastest lap, 12 I'm just in time, 13 Gingy, and then those who didn't finish the race: Obedient Sign, Mindful Wasp, Shadowlancer, Ryan Van Doom, Ezra Potch Racing, Tommy Gunner, and SFR Anti-Dan got disqualified. Well, this was the Hungarian Grand Prix. I haven't got the time to do the interviews. I will do them next week. So for me, I say goodbye and we'll see you next week for the GP4.